Now, from side-splitting stand-up routines to sell-out arena tours, you may also know that our next guest for his impressive detective skills on The Masked Singer. But more recently, comedian Mo Gilligan has made a return to Friday night telly with a brand-new series of The Late-ish Show. So here to tell us more, it's Mo Gilligan. Hi, Mo.
I was so scared, I thought I was going to fall down the stairs. I don't know why.
Someone would have catched you. You're not wearing heels.
Yeah, I thought I was going to fall down the stairs.
First time in the Loose Women's studio and you're in a Frankie Judy sandwich. How does that feel?
No, it's so... Do you know, normally when I used to be ill, I used to watch this show, so it's like being on a show with, like, my adopted mums a little bit.
I'm not on the mumsy tip yet.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Auntie's a sister. But no, I've watched the show for years, so to be on it right now, like when... Because I know you said to me, you was like, oh, you got to get on the show.
Yeah.
So I messaged my manager and was like, oh, can I do the show? Yeah. And every time we do promo, I'm like, I want to do Loose Women.
We've been wanting you for time.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on, guys. Hello, everyone. Big up.
Well, I'm happy to take the mum tag because you're good to your mum, aren't you?
Oh, yes, man. Yeah. My mum's been a big supporter. She kind of let me get on with it in terms of doing stand-up, but she comes to everything I do. Yeah. You know, recently was doing the Brits and we had a table and stuff. So every now and then, my mum, I'll go and check on her. Be like, "You're right, mum, do you need drinks?" She'll be like, "Yeah, get me a picture with Thingy-my-bobby." And I'm like, "Who's that?" The Styles guy. I'm like, "Harry Styles." And she's like, "Yeah, get me a picture." I'm like, "Mum, he's about to perform. I can't get a picture." Like,
she's like, "Your mum, go get the picture."
Does she tell you off for things you say on stage, or?
No, do you know what? We have a cool agreement because I do a lot of stand-up, and in my stand-up, I do mention my mum. But then it's like, she's like, "Look, you can mention me, but I'm going to need a cruise to the Caribbean or a new So we have a nice little agreement, and then we always, like, every other Sunday, I go out for dinner with them, like my mum or like my sisters and stuff. So it's nice to take them to, like, really cool places.
One thing I wanted to ask you, because obviously we all know your comedy here really well, but you are going global, babe.
Yeah, that's what they're saying in the streets.
Yeah. So you're going on a bit of a world tour.
Yes.
Do you worry that some of your... Do you have to adapt your material for different kind of cultures and...
Do you know what? I think when I went to Australia, I went a few years ago in 2018, and I used to have a joke about ice poles when you was young and you wanted to play out and get some ice poles. But I knew when I was there, everyone was a bit confused, so I had to say, "What do you guys call ice poles?" And they're like, "Yeah, mate, we call them freeze pops." Yeah. So already I knew I could adapt it to them and ask questions, which is quite fun because there's a lot of words I say and they have no idea what I'm talking about.
But Aussies have a very similar sense of humour to us,
they do. They get it really well.
But, like, when I go travelling, sometimes I'll watch what's considered a comedy show and I'll think, I don't find this funny at all because they don't have our humour.
Yes,
I think the great thing about your comedy is that it's universal. You know, it's anybody can come and have a great time. But I think what people miss out is that you've been doing stand-up for a little while. You know, people just think you did a viral video and but you've grafted. How long would you say you've been in comedy
so I think I started when I was 19. Started in this little small, it's like a football ground, like pub that they have on a Friday night, do some comedy nights. I think I was 19 when I started.
Wow. And
then through there, the first show I ever done was like for £50. So I was on job seekers allowance at the time. And they were like, "Oh, like you get £50 if you win this competition." So I was like, "What, £50 to tell some jokes for 10 minutes?" I'm like, sign me up. And it just went from strength to strength. I used to work in retail to like balance it as well, but I wouldn't tell anyone I worked in retail because it sounded more glamorous to be like, "Yeah, Friday night, got a big gig." It's in the middle of Folkestone to 10 people. But
from 10 people to 10, 20,000 people.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
You know, it's like worldwide and everything, and you're doing all your stand-up and your TV shows and stuff. But, like, if you don't follow him on Instagram, you have to, because for me, the funniest thing you've ever done is the otter video.
Oh, yes, I like otters, He
likes otters, and he does a great impression. Look at this. Is that not the perfect otter? It's so quick. Literally, I was telling them all this morning, and I was telling all my mates at home, and it was a story, so it disappeared. So I was like, picking it up, and then I was like, oh, it's gone. And none of you really laughed, but I thought that was spot on.
No, but I like otters. I really like otters because with the Masked Singer,
It's good. The more you watch it, the better it gets.
So like with the Masked Singer, we see loads of like crazy animals, creatures, and stuff. Yeah. And a lot of times when we're doing press, they often ask us, they say, oh, if you could be, like, if you was in a costume, who would you be? And I like otters, because when otters go to sleep, they hold hands, so they don't lose each other.
Oh, that is so sweet. I'm holding your hand on that well top.
Yeah, hold my hand, man.
So we know what your persona is on stage. What's Mo behind the scenes like? What are you as
Do you know what? It's not... Sometimes people... I think because they see what my life looks like, I'm quite boring. I'm into gardening and stuff like that. I'll be honest, I don't do the gardening, but the gardener does the gardening. Yeah, I watch him and I'm like, yeah, trim that bush, man. Just cut that grass.
We say that a lot too.
I go to the...
Yep, that's where we took it.
It's funny because my mum's watching, so I can't really laugh too hard at that joke. But no, I go to... There's like a garden centre where I live, so it's like a nice, peaceful place, and I don't really know what I'm doing or what I'm buying, but I kind of get involved and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get that and
Is that your
get that.
space? Is that your space where you get to kind of...
Yeah, it's like really chilled in there. Yeah, it's like a membership as well. So when you have to go, you can't just walk in, you've got to get a membership.
I'm going to go there so I know Mo.
Yeah, go there, man. You'll get all the tulips.
I'll get everything.
All the daffodils.
You're doing so much.
No,
where do you see yourself? Because I'm sure I've told you, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and I think you're incredible. There's a lot of young people out there watching you and feeling like they can do it. Like, what is the next step for you?
I don't know. I've been quite fortunate to do a lot of stuff early on in my career very soon. And there's a lot of, like, bonuses have happened along the way, like doing the Brits. I never thought I would do that, or winning a BAFTA. I always see these things as bonuses. Having my own show is something I really wanted, but I think now I'm on a really cool trajectory where I just want to keep doing it and be constant doing it, really. Yeah. I don't want to look at it and be like, I've got to do Hollywood next year, or I've got to go to the Met Gala and dress up as a fridge.
I'm going.
I just like to it's like the consistency is really nice. It's nice that every year I can, like, oh my God, what am I going to do in February? I might do the Brits. That's going to be quite cool. I'm going to do my TV show and tons of other shows I'm really able to do. So even if I've done one of those things, it'll be amazing. So I don't want to ever set myself a goal because then you reach it. I've reached a lot of goals very quickly, so... Yeah, but I'm not lying. Listen, if Hollywood comes calling, see me. I'm there, man.
Listen, it's been great to have you here. The latest show, of course, on again tomorrow night on Channel 4. Mo Gilligan, everyone.